Hello everyone and welcome to Siriana Tarot. This is a no communication love reading for Cancer, focused on a connection where communication may currently be limited, paused, or unclear. This is not to fix or chase anyone, but to support your clarity, self-trust, and emotional steadiness. All right, as always, take what resonates and leave the rest. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Cancers, please. All right, so we have the Seven of Spears, the Seven of Swords energy. All right, so you may have someone who's really avoidant, clear energy of not communicating. They have their back turned to this connection right now. They're viewing you as the Moon card, which is Cancer Pisces energy. All right, so they may be viewing you through borrowed light here, Cancer. In the connection, we see the Six of Pearls, which is the Six of Cups. So this is their future action towards you, is wanting to reconcile. All right, and we see Justice card. Some of you, you're dealing with a Libra or someone with strong Libran placements. I do feel like this is an avoidant person here. You have Cancer. Someone who may be used to handling things on their own. Somebody who may need distance and space to process. That might be something that's difficult for you if you don't process that way. I do see this person realizes that they need to make it up to you. And I do think that they do want reconciliation here, but let's dig a little deeper. The Seven of Spears, Seven of Swords, and the Knight of Cups energy in reverse. Cancer, the Knight of Cups energy in reverse can obviously be, with the Seven of Swords, a red flag about somebody being a player. But for a lot of you, I'm not really getting that. I'm getting that you have somebody who may be very hyper independent, somebody who might be used to being very self-sufficient, somebody here who may tend to be on the selfish side, because the Knight of Cups energy in reverse is somebody who likes to drink from their own cup. Now, they may not be so sure about investing in this connection right now, but I kind of feel the Six of Cups and the Justice card say otherwise. But with the Knight of Cups in reverse, I feel like this person might be a bit wishy-washy with you. This person may also tend to live a bit in their head. So this could be somebody here who really put you on a pedestal. Okay, and if they saw a moment of you being human, that might have burst that sort of imaginary bubble that they had, or what have you. Again, don't beat yourself up for that. But I feel like this person is somebody who lives a lot in their head space. And not to say that they don't live in reality, that they're not grounded in reality, but right now it doesn't feel like they really are. It feels like they're assessing. It feels like they're avoiding. It feels like that's what they need to process. Like this might be somebody that doesn't like confrontation. And if there was a fight or an argument, or you stood up to this person, or whatever happened between the two of you, it feels like they kind of went off running into their own sort of shell. And they're doing a lot of fantasizing is what I want to say, although fantasizing usually tends to be a good thing, but they're making a lot of assumptions. They're living in their head right now. And with the Knight of Cups in reverse, again, I feel like this is somebody that feels that maybe they felt overwhelmed by the connection. Now, I doubt that they were giving too much, Cancer, although that could be the case, but I kind of doubt it. I feel like this is somebody who's not quite used to connection, or they're used to maybe being pampered. Oh, we get confirmation there. They're used to being pampered or taken care of, right? And so taking care of you or being in this connection felt overwhelming. Not that you were demanding, and not that you were asking for anything more than what any other normal person would be asking for in a connection. Right? But I'm getting that energy with the Knight of Cups in reverse. Like they're used to drinking from their own cup. They're maybe used to being, taken care of. And so being in like a balanced, harmonious connection may have felt uncomfortable. It might have been overwhelming for them. All right, so let's see what else we need to know. And we see the Devil in reverse. So this is Capricorn energy in its shadow, which can be pessimistic. It can also be extremely stubborn. Now remember, Capricorn energy, Capricorn represents the father in the zodiac, Cancer. So I kind of feel like, gender aside, my readings are not meant to be gender specific, but I do kind of feel like this person may struggle with some imbalanced masculine energy. This person may have wanted more control in the connection. Okay, again, they may have felt like you were asking for more emotionally or physically or financially, whatever it might be, then I don't want to say then you should have, but then that they were comfortable with. And again, it's not because you were asking for too much, because it feels like this is somebody that's used to being taken care of or used to being pampered, or tends to, the Knight of Cups in reverse. I didn't say it, and I'm sorry, I've been pussyfooting around it, but they're used to being pampered. They're used to being taken care of. They can be a bit selfish. Okay. And so when they found themselves moving towards you or giving more than they usually do, I feel like they started to feel overwhelmed. But I also feel with the Devil in reverse, this is somebody that recognizes that there are some unhealthy patterns here that need to be addressed within their behavior, because this person does want balance and they do want reconnection. They're viewing you as the Moon card. You might be very elusive to this person right now. A lot of my Cancers, you're not talking to this person. Again, this is a no communication reading, but the Moon card is also like, you're not giving yourself a whole lot of access. I'm sorry, you're not giving them a whole lot of access to you right now, Cancer. And this is also, this silence or this distance is also allowing their imagination to run wild. So they may feel like, they might be wondering if you're dealing with other people, wondering where you are, what you're doing. Okay, things like that. They're viewing you as the Death card in reverse, Scorpio energy. Some of you, this person right now might be doing a little bit of projecting and a little bit of villainizing. I'm not going to lie. Okay, with the Moon and the Death card in reverse, this person might be worried that you're being secretive because you're dealing with somebody else or you're betraying them in some way. I just feel like, and when somebody villainizes in a moment of silence, that's their ego trying to protect them. Okay, that's what they do for self-preservation and protection. It's easier to to villainize somebody and make them seem like they're doing something bad, or they're the bad one in the situation, because that protects them. So with the Death card in reverse, this is Scorpio energy, which can be manipulative, it can be secretive, it can be, a little bit of an insidious energy. That's where I'm getting that this person might be villainizing you, but with the Moon card, in their imagination. And it just might be what's going on right now. I'm not saying that it always happens, and I'm not saying that you've necessarily done anything here, Cancer, to deserve that, except for the fact that you're not chasing. Okay. And again, it feels like with the Knight of Cups in reverse and the Devil in reverse, this person may be used to chasing. They may be used to you, Cancer, always coming back and fixing things. Now, the Death card in reverse also indicates, Cancer, that they haven't let you go. Okay. This connection is not over, no matter how much it might feel that way right now. They're in a very avoidant energy. But see, this is the interesting part. The Knight of Swords, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy, Cancer. This person is seeing you, as much as they might be villainizing you, as much as they might be assuming Cancer's off doing something with somebody else, or they're betraying me, or they're doing something behind my back, which seem like projections. The Knight of Swords, this person does know that you're in alignment, that you're honest, that you're direct. And some of you, you've asked for communication, clear communication from this person, and you might be waiting for clear communication from them. And yeah, and so I think there's I feel like their ego might be building up and creating certain stories, but there's a big part of them that also knows that they can trust you and that you're honest and you're clear, you're transparent. Even if it doesn't feel like you're transparent to them right now. The Six of Pearls, as their future actions, tell me that they do want reconciliation. All right, and we see the Four of Swords energy in reverse. There is a desire to get to the heart of the matter. So after a period of being in the Four of Swords, in an energy of waiting, in an energy of not moving forward and trying to heal by themselves, drinking from their own cup, but also taking a look at certain patterns that need to be shifted. There's a desire here, there's a restlessness here to come back together, to get to the heart of the matter. And we see the Six of Pentacles energy in reverse, but it still feels like this person is coming in with a little bit of lack, Cancer. And so that's where you're going to have to see, does this person really give you the clarity that you need to move forward and to feel safe with them? Are they actually making it up to you, or are they sweeping things under the rug? And how is it that they're coming towards you? My Cancers, the Six of Swords. Now this is an energy of strength here for you. Because what I'm seeing with the Six of Swords is some of my Cancers, you are recognizing if this person does not come towards you with truth and clarity, and they don't come towards you in a way that makes sense and that makes you feel safe, like you can relax into this connection and you can put more time and effort into this connection. If they don't do that, you will be moving on. Albeit with a very heavy heart, but you will be moving on. But I also feel like my Cancers, you are open to seeing how this goes. You're open to seeing how they come towards you, and that you will do what is in your power to move forward with this person, provided they're acting correctly. So I feel like you're definitely the much more emotionally competent one at this point in time, Cancer, in the relationship. But I also think you're holding space to see if they can meet you where you are. You know, can they repair this with you? All right. How do they try to come in and repair this? Is it good enough? Or does it leave you feeling alone in the relationship, or with some tension and some anxiety? All right. So let's see. Yeah, we see envy energy showing up, envy in reverse. So when the envy energy comes out in reverse, I feel like this person realizes, there's a realization here that they don't want to realize what they've lost after they've lost it. So to me, I'm getting this energy of they're really taking a good hard look at this connection, at you, what they have, and how much they appreciate it. We see happy family, instability, okay? So some of you, they know they've destabilized this connection. I feel like this person is taking a look at those bad habits and this avoidant energy that is not only destabilizing this connection, maybe destabilizing the family if you have children with them. But I also feel like they're realizing that this is what you offer, or what you could offer. And in currently being in the energy that they're in, or what they're doing, they're sabotaging that. And we have attachment and the thinking man. Yeah, this is somebody who's definitely overthinking. I'm getting Gemini energy here with the thinking man. It doesn't have to be, though. Or the Gemini Sagittarius axis. But attachment, see, this is the devil energy in reverse. This person is really taking a good hard look at negative attachments here, Cancer. And the thinking man tells me this is somebody who tends to get stuck in their head more than anything. All right, let's take a look at what they want to say to you at the ego level. What do they want to say to you at the ego level? I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. Yep, so this is definitely an aha moment for them. And do I still have a chance? Will you still accept me? Yeah, and at the bottom of the deck, I don't know what you want. But I do feel like this person knows what you want, Cancer. You've probably even made it very clear. But again, because this is somebody who tends to drink from their own cup and tends to be a bit selfish in relationships, they're not seeing it. They never heard it. They didn't see it. They didn't process it. But I do think that they're much more open to it now. Now, I still think you have to be careful or cautious here. All right, let's see what they would like to say to you at the soul level, Cancer. What do they want to say to you at the soul level, Cancer? All right. It will take time to come to terms with what I've created, but I'm moving forward in a positive new direction. So this person knows that they've, excuse my language, that they've effed up this situation, that they've created a fissure in this connection, that they've created distance. All right. And from this day forward, but this person does want to try to work on union here. And we see dedication. You have me, mind, body, and soul. So there is a realization here, Cancer, for sure. Let's see what might be blocking this person. Let's see what might be blocking this person. What might be blocking this person? What do we need to know? Self-neglect. You're neglecting your own needs in relationships. Practice self-care. Okay, that may be true for some of you, but I kind of feel like this person is somebody who does like to be taken care of and probably is used to that. And there's nothing wrong with enjoying being taken care of, right? But as long as it's not, as long as it's balanced. But for some of you, this person feels like they weren't taking care of what they needed to take care of because they were channeling energy into this connection. And that's an interesting energy because they may have felt like being in this connection, their business was suffering, for example, or, they weren't making as much money as usual. And so they may have in some way villainized the connection, like this is taking away from my stability. Even though it may not have been, it may have just required an adjustment, especially if this is somebody who's used to being alone. And fear of loss. You're afraid of losing someone or being abandoned. Take a chance. Yeah, and then they're also really worried that they're going to lose what they've, what they have with you. And we see demanding. You set impossible standards for your partner to meet. Be less demanding. Again, I can see this person being hypercritical. I can see them being kind of demanding. And I see with that Knight of Cups energy in reverse, somebody who may demand more of you than what they're capable of giving themselves. Right? And you see, there's this energy giving too much. I do not get this person overgives, but you're depleted because you give too much. You need balance of give and take. Now, this might be a message for my Cancers. I'm getting a little bit animated here because I don't think this person gives too much. Now, it may be the case for some of you, but what I'm getting is that this person feels depleted because they felt like they were giving too much to this connection. They were letting other things, slip between the cracks. And so in order to, they needed to pull back to recalibrate, which is fine, except for it feels like in some sense they made this or you or the connection or you the villain of the story, which it doesn't feel fair. And I think they're realizing that. Okay. Let's take a look and see if there's anything hidden that we need to be aware of. Is there anything hidden that we need to be aware of here? Is there anything hidden that my Cancers need to be aware of here, please? All right, learning from past mistakes. So this person is going through a bit of a reckoning here. All right, and release ties to past connection. Some of you, there could be someone or something from the past that was affecting this, but it feels more like emotionally. And we see long distance love. Some of you, there's distance between you, but that could just be, physical distance, right? I'm sorry, emotional distance. So we do see that this person does want reconciliation. Their very, very next moves towards you, the 10 of Wands in reverse. So they do need to get something off of their chest. Page of Cups in reverse. And we see the 10 of Pentacles. They might be saying that they need to invest more in their finances right now. So they may suggest like a pullback or something. But what I'm getting with the 10 of Wands in reverse, they do need to get something off their chest. The Page of Cups energy in reverse, though, tells me this person may not offer you an apology. And it kind of feels like that's exactly what they need to offer you. And we see 10 of Pentacles, so they do want union. But Cancer, I need you to be really aware of how this person comes back in trying to make it up to you. Because again, it does feel like they need to give you an apology, but it feels like their ego may not allow them to do that. So for example, if they do something like come back and, buy you a nice gift, or they, cook dinner for you or something, they do nice things for you. Now that creates a positive energy within the two of you, but it doesn't really solve the issue. And it looks like this person was taking more than they were giving, or they villainized you unfairly or mischaracterized you, so and pulled back their energy. Okay, whether that was to your face or not. And so it's like, it feels like there's an apology that needs to be owed. They do know they need to make it up to you, but how they make it up to you is also very important, Cancer. And I want you to be very aware of that, because I know my Cancers, and I say we because Cancer energy, I'm a Cancer sun. Cancer energies, we're softies for people who make an effort. We're softies for people who come in and we know that they're hurting, or we know that, they have feelings for us, or whatever it might be. But I'm seeing here, Cancer, that again, you may have to be a little bit stronger, and not to say that you have to force this person to grovel or get on their knees or make some grand gesture, but they do have to address emotionally what happened here. All right, and we see the Moon card, and be very clear, and they need to offer you clarity. Okay, so it can't be some sort of blurry lined, here's some flowers or here's dinner. It has to be, I'm sorry, I did this, or I know this made you feel this way, I reacted because of this. and I want to change that. Like whatever it is, but there needs to be clarity here. All right, so let's go to the Quiet Truth Oracle. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Cancers, please. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Cancers, please. Ground before you interpret. Yep, and that could be a message coming your way or their actions. Again, it looks like you're not in communication. So yes, we can interpret silence as an action, but don't get too heavily into interpreting when you don't have all the information. You can honor this without explaining it. Yeah, you don't have to over-explain yourself, all right, or how you're feeling. The pattern is the message, so you do need to take a look at patterns here, Cancer. And you're safe to trust yourself, okay? And you've been patient long enough. And I feel like a lot of my Cancers, most likely, you've been very patient with this person. And a lot of you've been very patient in the silence as well. So you've been patient long enough. If you feel like you need to quietly resolve this within yourself, that's something you may need to do. Give yourself permission to do that. If you feel like you need to send a message to this person to let them know what your boundaries are, or you know what, the silence isn't working for me, whatever it might be, you give yourself permission to do that. You've been patient long enough, and you're safe to trust yourself in whatever decision that you decide to make here, Cancer. All right, so I'm going to leave it here. I'm sending you love and light. Take care.